Bidenomics. What is it? Well, it's President Biden's plan. He has this plan that he's putting into place, and according to reports, he is putting all his chips into one basket. He's pushing all his chips in on this plan called Bidenomics. But again, what is it? How does this impact you? How does this impact your wallet? Well, according to these reports, President Biden's plan is to improve the middle class and do it right now. He doesn't want to wait. So, we're going to get to this report in just a second. All I ask is if you can spend just 2 seconds, go ahead, hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm, and let's begin. So what are Bidenomics, and how is this going to impact you? Is it going to be beneficial? Is it going to have a negative impact? Is this going to be like Reaganomics? Well, I don't know what it's going to be like, as we move forward, but I can tell you what the plan is. Now, what we have learned today is because of some of the things that have happened in the past, some of the the changes that we've seen regarding inflation, a potential recession, shrinkflation, stagflation, right? The whole economy in general, unemployment rates, interest rates, all this stuff. President Biden wants to come out now, and he wants to start running this 2024 presidential campaign today. He wants the American people to know that he has turned things around. Because again, we had 9% inflation about a year ago. We are now down at 4%. That's an improvement, right? Well, it depends on where you look. Some say, no, this is not an improvement because you ran it up to 9%. Others say, oh yeah, he's really turned things around. But are we going to see some of these changes actually happen? Or are we never going to see any of President Biden's policies see the light of day? Well, we'll have to find out, because here are some of the policies that he is wanting to push forward with. Okay? And this is a plan he is going to outline on Wednesday. Okay? Wednesday, June 28th. This is his goal, to outline this plan. White House aides are already describing this plan that President Biden is going to talk about. They're saying this is going to use government funds and policies to reshape our economy the way it is currently, but reshape it so it favors the middle class. Not the wealthy, not the low income earners, but the middle class. That's the goal. And one of the things that President Biden wants to do, according to these reports, is he wants to improve the middle class by improving manufacturing and investments, making sure we put more money back into manufacturing, invest into these companies that are hiring millions of workers. That's one thing he wants to do. Another one, he wants to expand high-speed internet access to everybody. Okay, not just in the big cities, in the small towns, okay, in very rural areas. He wants to ensure that every single person out there has the ability to get high-speed internet. And then not just to watch Netflix, but possibly to go to college online, right? Take some additional education courses, to even do stuff for middle school, high school, elementary school, anything that you have the ability to get any information. It's at your fingertips instantly. It's another thing he wants to do. He also wants to get rid of junk fees for all industries. This is within banks, airlines, ticketing sites. He wants to make sure that the middle class and the lower income earners are not throwing their money away at just random things, or what he calls junk fees. Okay? Something else he wants. He also wants to increase pay for workers. We have seen the wages go up over the past couple of years. He wants this to continue. He does not want this to stop. Okay? And another thing, this is actually a pretty big one. We actually just got reports out today that said that there's over $200 billion that was fraudulently obtained by businesses during the pandemic. This is those PPP loans and other things like that. Over $200 billion But what President Biden wants to do is go and recoup some of that money. Go and figure out who took it, how much did they take, and get that money back so then he can go and redistribute it where he sees fit. Okay? That's the plan. Now here's what we know as of today. The Biden administration has been applauding their efforts over the past couple of years, really over the past year, about trying to dodge inflation. Inflation was going up, but they said it was actually going up in small increments. There were some big jumps, but in small increments. Now they're saying it's coming down in large chunks. So they're applauding their efforts. They also are continuing to praise their efforts in giving student loan borrowers additional relief or really just time away from payments. But again, this is expected to restart in October. And they are now beginning to address the likelihood of a recession, saying that we are almost 0% chance of dipping into a recession. But again, we are almost 0% chance. That could mean a 1%, 5%, 10, 25, 50%. I don't know, but that is what they're saying. There is almost a 0% chance we're going to end up in a recession. But again, it's possible. Okay, others are saying that we will end up in a recession and it's going to happen in the fourth quarter of 2023. Now, here's what could happen, and this is why we need to obviously keep up to date with this, is by the Biden administration announcing or calling this a recovery plan, Bidenomics. The administration is hoping for just one outcome of two. Okay? The one outcome that they want is no recession. However, if there's still a chance of a recession or we do end up in a recession, naming this recovery plan Bidenomics could actually ruin the chances of not just President Biden, but Democrats all around from retaining control of the presidency and retaining control over the Senate. They could actually lose more seats in the House. So again, this is going to go one of two ways. But according to these reports, what we are hearing is that the Biden administration wants to ensure that the American people continue to hear about all the things, all the improvements that he has made over the past couple of years. Again, bringing down inflation. But what they're not telling you is he also ran it up. Okay? They're trying to bring down interest rates, make it more affordable for businesses to actually borrow, for the individual to borrow, whether it's a home, a car, credit cards, it doesn't matter. He wants to start to bring that down, but it has to be at the perfect time so that it does help out the American people and our businesses. So we're going to see what happens moving forward, but what I can tell you is President Biden does have a plan to improve the middle class, but is it only going to improve the middle class, not the upper class? Or is it also going to include the lower income earners as well? Well, we're going to find out because, again, his speech, it's going to happen tomorrow. And as we get more information as to what is actually covered in Bidenomics and how this is going to impact you and your wallet, I promise I will come back and I will fill you in on all the latest news and updates. All you got to do is click that subscribe button so you never miss an update, and I will see you guys on the next one.